Hello and welcome to another league game between Plantblock in blue and B136 in red. 36 in red. I will just call him B for the rest of the game, I think. And a quick catch up is already in the previous video because it was also these two who fought it out in the previous one. Plantblock on a roll, 6 wins, 2 losses, played very, very good players, and 2 of those losses are against good players, Keaton and Animorph. But he also beat Animorph, and he beat Infincia in both his games. So very interesting. B136, 3 wins and 6 losses, I think. So far, counting the loss against spoiler Plantblock in the last game. So yeah, gonna be exciting to see if he can get his revenge here. And if Plantblock can just keep on going. So this is the seed that B picked. So slight advantage there. And Plantblock starts over here with 2 towns. B on the other side with basically no eco at the start at least. He has the gas though. And how is Plantblock's gas situation? There's this one and this one and this one. So it's definitely there. He just has to travel a bit. And it goes airport. So he must be running for one of these quite soon. I think B is in a very good position. Maybe. Let's see. There's 3 cities. You could count this. 3 cities. But actually only 2 gases over here. They're just a bit closer to the starting position. And how about all these trades? That is tough to see, but there's clearly one going back. You cannot tell. I think it's over to this one. So I think this and this is a trade. And then this and all the way over here. So B has a trade opportunity. Nothing for plant though. So I think it also seems there's a slightly more territory. Let's see how they start. So B has built 1 industry, an airport, 2 barracks, 3 barracks and a factory. And he's really putting this on, like, capping a bunch of territory. While Plantblock seems to, well, he's also going for quite a bit of back capping. Though that is mostly with his starting infantry, I think. And then he uses the 2 factories and 3 barracks to go towards the front line instead. And as always, Plantblock is going some commandos. But this time he's working on a transport plane. And that can definitely give some trouble in a map like this. There's so much territory where those commandos can move around and will be very, very tough to spot. And they can just move around and pick off industries, gas, cities, whatever you like. And that is always stressful to try to defend against and keep an eye on. B puts down another factory. Also interesting to see what is the best composition, army composition on a relatively narrow front line. Does it make more sense to build mostly artillery? B is sprinting past here. I'm not sure why. But maybe it could be for scouting, and that definitely worked. He can see Plantblock's plan now. And where's this going? Is it going to energy? Yeah, it is. Okay. Interesting. I mean, it makes sense, somewhat. It's not something I would have done, because he already has this, and I think these infantry will reach this before he needs to. Let's look at the eco. So 380 for Plantblock, 480 for B. It's really, really interesting to see if B can do something here. He's off to a good start with the eco, and he puts down even more. What can be tricky is not getting too confident here on the front line. Because B clearly has the eco advantage, so he most likely is on a disadvantage on units on the front line. He does manage to get one infantry through here. That's funny. I wonder if Plantblock knows it. Like, there's for B, it could be fine if Plantblock knows it, because he will have to sort of search for it. It can stress you out a bit, just knowing there's someone there. On the other hand, if it doesn't know it, that could also be interesting for B if he can cap somewhere and then suddenly surprise Plantblock that he's actually there. B could maybe use some interceptors to find these commandos that will be dropping, but he could even intercept this, funny enough, with a interceptor, and make it very difficult for Plantblock to actually drop any units. He does spot this. And now it seems like he is actually building up quite a army here. I did notice that he had a command here earlier, so he did kind of what's it called? Instead of sending all the infantry to the back, he did have them go to the front line. Now he removed it for some reason, and he's searching for these commandos, so he did spot them. My tip would definitely be consider 1 or 2 interceptors, or commandos of your own, but commandos are just so slow, so they will have to walk through all of this as well. And B is on 640, Plantblock on 530. So he's almost at that magical 200 income lead as discussed in Discord. But these commandos will, I think, cause a lot of trouble throughout the game, and they can hit various eco buildings in the back. Which can equal out the eco later on. Plantblock on a he just made this landing, but it will maybe, oh okay, it finished just in time, because there was a risk that this would like lose gas and then go directly back to the airport over these SAMs, and it does anyways, so never mind. This will probably get shut down. And once again, never mind. I was about to say that B doesn't use his helis with those initial gas storage, but he does now. And he will shoot this down. That's good for him. Plantblock tries with an interceptor. But if B is quick with the SAMs, that interceptor will get shut down very fast. And now is the time for B to push. I think. Maybe. Does he? Yeah, he put a command there for him to cap. And this is bold. It's also gonna be annoying to put down these small blobs of infantry everywhere. He should be able to react on this in time. This is so close to the main base, and you got the helis. And he got the gas up and running. Interesting play from Plantblock here. He really needs to be on top with the SAMs. He got 4 SAMs. So they should be able to do some nice work. But of course it requires quite a fast reaction. No reaction from B so far. And this is dangerous if you if you decide to do this and then you regret it. That's a long way home. So that was 2 helis just straight into the trash. But I do like the idea. Now is the time that B needs that confidence. 811, 690. Which is something that can be... That's why I think there's a slight advantage for players that are looked at as being good players. At least for some, myself included, when I play a good player, there is a tendency to be overly defensive. And we saw it in the tournament as well. I especially remember Harko versus... Was it AKA? Yeah. Where one, he went overly aggressive just to try to like do something and maybe catch him off guard, and then he went the completely opposite in the next game and was way too defensive. And I do that as well. Many player does that. Because you constantly assume that your opponent, because they are good, that they have everything under control, and that often leads to the good players not having to spend as much money on units or defense all over the place. You don't care because you think your opponent is not gonna drop commandos here, and he's not gonna transport boats over here, because you also know that your opponent assumes that you have it under control. Of course you have defense ready here, or 15 helis ready to counter that. I don't know if that makes sense for other. Maybe it's just me. But that's my take at this. I would love to see B just cancel this and go around here with the SAMs with him. 835 for Plantblock. 900, so Plantblock is catching up. And of course B doesn't know this, but that's the scary part as well, I think. Now those commandos are leaking through the front line. B is working on... No, I think he... Well, I'm not sure, but unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna give a trade. I think it's this and this that is connected, but I don't know if B is even thinking about trade routes. Well, it could look like it does. This is up for grabs. Of course, Plantblock does have a single interceptor, but B could move his Helios down here. Obviously, it doesn't know it's actually built. But look at this. B has so many units. I think he's gonna feel what's the English word for it? I think it's gonna be a bit sad if he watches this back and realizes that he could potentially just run over Plantblock. Plantblock only has 2 factories and 2 barracks on the front line. If B redirects these, he would have 3 barracks and 4 factories. But his eco is really doing well. He has almost plus 500. Was that a rocket? Oh, what was that? No, that what? Was that the subpin? Ah, it was probably a gas. And Plantblock put down a shipyard here. Maybe for transporting troops across. Maybe for missile ships. Maybe for cruisers to help. Plantblock has just as much money. And he has a lot of infantry. I could imagine, yeah, that it's a transport boat. So that could cause some trouble for B if Plantblock suddenly just ships across thousands of infantry. Yes, thousands. I think everyone would be in trouble then. Even AKA. B has still not discovered the producers in the corner. I think we could speed it up while we kind of wait for this to, I think suddenly something's gonna happen. Put down a shipyard as well here, which is good. I think he can attack this town and he can cap this. I like this, that he's moving his helis down here. Probably means he spotted it by now. This is actually, I think, perfect for B, because this is not gonna work. And Plantblock will suffer a lot of casualties on this. do a lot of bad trades, which really opens up for a counter push for B. He even got the trade going now. He's at 1500. Plantblock at 1300. Support from Plantblock. I don't know who's gonna win this. It's really up for grabs. I'm gonna slow it down a bit again. So this proxy will definitely die. But it did force B to build a lot of producers down here. And somehow Plantblock is pushing through. Just as I said, he would do a lot of bad trades. B, you need to take these artillery and help out. And you need to help out with all of these units. This is gonna be fine. So Plantblock is really seeing his chance here. He's playing very well. So just use this as a small distraction and then all in on the front line. And he's really using his helis well actually, because he tends to get them wherever these SAMs are not. And they have crazy income both. Plantblock at 1640. So he actually took the lead, the eco lead. That is quite interesting. Maybe B needs to shut down this ship production. Or at least start capping or attacking. Once again, yeah, there you go. But it feels like, you know, he's on the defensive. He built this to defend this more than to, hey, let's go over here and see that Plantblock is probably building eco these two places. Let's see if I can hit that eco. And this is the perfect rocket target. And the money is definitely here for a rocket. It's gonna be interesting to see if any player puts down a rocket. A city is on the way now. More and more and more eco. This is going down, which will mean a lot of units can be diverted back to the front line. I think it seems like B is kind of losing overview of all his units, the producers, because he has enclaves of units just standing around. He does react to it now. Very nice. Plantblock is doing a good job at keeping up with the eco, even though he has the, I would say, worse hand regarding the starting position. So this is dead now. That's nice news for B. Plantblock is also putting down subs. I don't know if has he scouted any of these buildings? No. I still don't know who's gonna win. B is already sending these units back to the front line. And it does spot this town. That town is going down. Though Plantblock is already on top of it with the helis. Luckily for B, he built a lot of missile ships. Probably not quite enough, but maybe enough to scare off Plantblock. It did seem like he... I don't know if he regretted one of his move commands, but he also has a bunch of heavy move commands back and forth. Yeah, this is starting to look scary for Plantblock, because in a moment the pressure from these will add up. Like, that's a huge additional army that will show up at the front line. Whoops. So let's take a look once again at the eco. 1700 for Plantblock, 1800 for B. And we see our first naval combat. Plantblock did expect maybe subs though, so he already built destroyers. That's a very good choice. And he's just putting down city after city after city. That is crazy. P is starting to build cities as well. Might have forgot about these helis on a command. Puts down another shipyard, which I guess makes sense now that you realize your opponent has a navy, and you can really take off some eco, both from keeping this down and obviously this. This is looking very, very good for B. Plantblock puts down 2 more factories. I'm surprised we're not seeing, actually 3 factories. I'm surprised we're not seeing a rocket. 2000 to Plantblock now. So he's actually ahead quite a bit now. So I think it's now or never for B. He has to push through. He has to push with this. It doesn't have too much gas though. Which could be another reason to like fight while your navy is not too big. If your opponent has bunch of gas, you don't want to fight with big navies. You want quick, small battles instead. Can they push through here? Here comes the helis. Still a lot of units on the way from down south. B at 1700. Plantblock at 2100. So yeah, B has to win now. Otherwise, this will suddenly change, like switch in Plantblock's favor, because he can just put put down more of everything. I am so surprised that we haven't seen a rocket. Plantblock tries with a aircraft carrier. I think that's the first time we see it in the league. It's not in action yet though. B has the block, but it's not that much bigger, is it? And Plantblocks. And he can just put down so many buildings. Holy. B is putting down cities. He has another city up here. This is gonna be important for both players. So first off, B will scout all of Plantblock's navy production, I think. So he will kind of know what he's up against. But if he just pushes through, then yeah, that's a lot of, well, not a lot, but compared to what they have. But it is a decent amount of eco you can take away from Plantblock and take yourself. Still no rocket from either player. So let's just quickly look at Plantblock's eco before this town goes down. Almost 2200. This is a crazy front line. I think Plantblock must have quite a bit more producers. But this is a block now. Very slow moving block. Let's see if B will actually try to cap this. Yeah, it seems like it, because he's building transport boats now. And here comes the rocket. That's the one thing that can really make a change in this game. More air. It can also do quite a bit that a city and 5 industries goes into the hands of B instead of Plantblock. It would also mean he could begin a new front line over here. That's still quite a bit into the future. He's yet to start transporting units up there. Cannot see the rocket. And I assume that was yeah, shipyard. No, that was the sub-pen, sorry. B could also put down these 2 ports. I don't know if he thinks that ports are only for trades. Don't think this blob is moving any closer anymore. The rocket is already on the way. 2,000. This rocket will be the difference. This rocket and capturing this and opening a new front line, those are the 2 things that can change the game up now, I think. Is it getting slightly closer to the airport? I cannot tell. I think we can speed up without defending anyone. That front line is not moving, I think. Here comes the invasion. 2000, they're on the exact same, but B got more on the way, and he's about to take some from Plantblock. It does move closer. It's just very slowly. This is crazy. Down goes the factory. Oh, that rocket really takes time. Plantblock hasn't given up on this. And he's also starting to prepare for an invasion. Will he aim for the producers or the front line? It's really nice for B that he has the missile ships up here. But I think Plantblock is doing the right thing to not just give up on this. He retreats. That's kind of surprising. I wonder if this rocket will get shut down. How long has this rocket been under construction? Holy... Did he fire the rocket and I just didn't see it? Did I miss a rocket? I feel like I must, because otherwise this has been under construction for an eternity. B is getting the eco up and running, so he's on 2400. Plantblock back down to 1900. This is just crazy to look at. I wonder if the rocket will get shut down. What a ridiculous match. Why is being nuts making the rockets? Plantblock is... oh, he's quite a bit on the negative, so it's just slow to update with all these units. Plantblock is trying something new. so is B actually. He's also dropping off units here. Plantblock is trying to do some submarines to help out. How will B react to this? Well, he got a bunch of helis. Okay, that's interesting. Not most amount of value he got out of that. And now he's in trouble because he cannot afford one more. Because he built his current base with another income. So he's just in the negative now. Some of these producers will not be producing in as efficient as possible. I think it's turning towards B winning this. If he can get out of this stalemate. This is getting... Okay. Yeah, that was a B victory. What what a crazy game. That was an example of a stalemate. I think an earlier rocket could have made a difference, but of course it's also tricky because you can end up it can end up backfiring because you need to spend that much cap on it, and it can get shut down. But interesting, Plantblock with a loss, so I think B can be fairly proud of that. He beat a player that is really doing well in the league so far, so props to B. Well played by both. Hope you enjoyed the game. Thanks for watching. Bye.